Something is going on that everybody needs to be made aware of, and probably you are already aware of it because you've gone to the grocery store and you've seen egg prices. And one thing I want to say before we get into these stories right here is I'm not really going to give my opinion. You probably already know how I'm leaning here, but I do want to say that one of the best ways to control people is number one, through fear, and number two, through the control of food. One of the cheapest sources of protein, the poor man's protein, so to speak, is an egg. An egg is high in protein. You got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. So it's a really, really good source. It's a great food source. And it used to be highly accessible to people who didn't have a lot of money. Now all that is changing under the guise of the BF or the AF. And I'm going to play some of this right here, but you can see the headlines. U.S. egg production drops as prices continue to rise, along with bird flu cases. Now, this does affect everybody, but it really, really affects the population that is impoverished, that doesn't have a lot of money, that's looking for a cheap protein source like chicken or eggs. Chicken is going up, eggs are going up, and the reason is, at least the reason we're given, is because of the AF. Right here it says egg shortage hits San Diego grocery stores. I'm going to play this real quick and we can take a look at what they're reporting on.
This shortage is hitting shoppers hard. Grocery store shelves are empty or scarce, and people are paying up to $9 or $10 for a dozen.
$9 or $10 for a dozen eggs is outrageous and unattainable for people who are short on cash. Remember, the majority of Americans, over 60% of Americans, I've seen some figures, 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have money left over to pay for anything. You know, forget movies, forget a night out, forget a date night where you're going out to eat. They can't even pay for keeping housing, keeping a roof over their head, putting food on the table. And now this right here.
I've seen people at Costco like literally buying a big case of eggs where like most of them are broken just because they want eggs.
The shortage is the result of the spread of avian influenza or the bird flu.
Is it really though? Is it really? I'm just asking questions here. Is what we're being told by fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, and government outlets, is that the truth? Historically speaking, can we depend on mainstream media and the government to give us the truth? Or can we expect them to capitalize on crisis situations? Will they let a good crisis go to waste?
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it when it can have a very positive impact on climate change and energy security.
Furthermore, who benefits? Follow the money. Who's actually benefiting from this current? It's a food crisis. This isn't just a chicken or an egg crisis. This is a food crisis that it looks like we're being presented with. Where's it coming from? Who's causing it?
It's been in the United States since 2022, but the USDA says a current outbreak has affected 7.7 million birds in California, emptying grocery store shelves across the state.
They're saying, oh, Costco had no eggs. Oh, Walmart's out of eggs. Oh, eggs are too expensive over here.
Now more people are visiting Hilliker's Ranch Fresh Eggs in Lakeside.
Well, it's good for business. It's also a little hectic. We have to put limits on. You know, sometimes our limit might be one egg item, whether it's a flat or a dozen. Sometimes it's two. Hey, thanks again, ma'am, for being patient.
Owner Frank Hilliker says there's been lines up the driveway onto the street.
Our goal is just to kind of dribble them out and make sure people can get something every day.
$4.50. But he says he's never seen an outbreak this severe. Earlier this month, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency to streamline and expedite the state's response to the bird flu.
It's always a huge concern.
When chickens get infected, it wipes out the whole flock. Bird flu has only been detected in one farm in San Diego. It was back in 2022.
The government comes in.
Only one farm 2 or 3 years ago. And this is the reaction that they have. These are the media stories they decide to put out. Why? Why is that? This seems very, very strange to me.
And they help you, but all the birds have to get euthanized, and then we have to be clean, which means no avian influenza on the farm.
Per government edict. Oh yeah, we got to clean it out because we found that, or we claim, the government claim that we found this one incident in this one chicken on this one farm. Therefore, we command you, small business owner, to get rid of the entire flock. We don't care how much it costs you. You just got to do this, because we got to keep the public safe.
For 4 months, and then we can repopulate.
Hillikers is taking safety precautions to prevent the disease from coming to the farm. Right now, there's no telling when the shortage and outbreak will come to an end.
So I just want to go over some more of this right here. BF question and answer. What to know to help protect yourself and your pet. Experts warn against raw pet food after one cat dies of BF infection. Now, let me just remind you, I did a little search on this. And according to the search, there are 133 million to 177 million cats in the United States. And just one cat died from BF. And experts are warning about raw pet food. After cat dies from BF infection, experts caution against raw pet food. Raw milk and meat can be contaminated with these B's and V's, say the experts. And that's not just meat and milk and egg items for cats. That also spills over into human beings. And you're going to see that reflected in the markets. Experts and some public officials are warning against raw pet foods after a single cat in Oregon was found to have died from a product contaminated by BF. The maker of the cat food, Northwest Naturals, has since recalled certain batches of the turkey-based food. Felines have been at risk from BF, either getting sick or dying for years. There were no cases in the United States until 2022. That's the same as that last article said. By late 2024, there had been over 25 cases reported think about it, out of 133 to 177 million cats, reportedly in the United States. But we got to take their word for it that these other cats, this one cat in one certain circumstance, and these 25 other cases, we got to take their word for it that this was the cause of that feline death. This professor says, quote, they were mostly cats on dairy farms in states such as Texas and Colorado. There have also been some indoor cats with no known exposure. They may have been fed raw diets or unpasteurized milk. In my mind, this is kind of interjecting the idea of, oh my gosh, to regular Boobus Americanus who likes to park themselves on the couch, eat GMO potato chips, and watch some Holly weird show. They're sitting there saying, oh my goodness, if this can happen to the milk and meat products of cats, this could happen to the milk and meat and egg products in human beings. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. And then we get effectively propagandized by fake stream media, by government outlets, into this knee-jerk reaction that doesn't do anybody any good. The Oregon report represents the first documented case of an indoor cat with no exposure to poultry or dairy products dying from the virus through consumption of raw food. Only about 2% of pet owners feed their dogs or cats a commercial raw food diet. So we're talking where the focus is raw food. On this NPR article, it says, BF, question and answer, what to know to help protect yourself and your pets. AI has a grip on dairy herds in California. Oh, it does? Based on the other reports, we're talking about a very small slice, one bird on one farm, and now you're saying it has a grip on dairy herds in all of the state of California? A few people have fallen seriously ill in North America, and researchers have found that a single mutation could give the V a better foothold in a person's upper airways. So here goes the fear tactics. At the same time, those who are tracking AI's footsteps say most of us don't need to be preoccupied with the V as we go about our day, at least for now. So this sounds like, maybe it's not, but this sounds like it's a setup for future possible propaganda pieces to get people into a fear-based mode so that they can have irrational unreasonable responses. Based on a very, very, very few cases, there's this huge propaganda push that is resulting in the massive increase in the price of what used to be the cheapest protein source for people who walk among us who are poor, who don't have a lot of money to pay for food, let alone anything else. And now that cheap protein source has become extremely expensive to everybody, but more so for these people. And I just want to remind you as I close this video out, this quote is typically applied to and laid at the feet of the guy with the funny mustache back in Germany in the 1930s. But the quote is, the best way to take control over a people and control them utterly is to take a little of their freedom at a time, to erode rights by 1,000 tiny, almost imperceptible reductions. In this way, people will not see those rights and freedoms being removed until past the point at which these changes cannot be reversed. And all you just need one ingredient to push somebody to that arena where they can easily be controlled, and that is fear. And then increase prices on the poor among us so that they get to the point where they can't even afford the cheapest, or what used to be the cheapest, protein source. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And if you haven't done so already, there's a lot of videos that I produced that not many people have seen, but I think are very, very valuable to place into the psyche of Americans and the psyche of everybody around the world, because basically, the powers that shouldn't be have plans for us, and they want us to participate in their agenda by promoting the lesser of two evils. So if you haven't done so already, maybe do some binge watching on my channel, share these videos, like these videos, comment under the videos, because the engagement really helps to overcome the algorithm. And as you can see, I'm quite suppressed with only 13,000 subscribers and very, very few views on my videos. If you think it's worth it, spend some time, watch these videos and share them. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one.